Good morning and welcome to Going to Work with Gena, which is an inspiration for STEM students. I am Dr. Gena Henderson and it is Python Wednesday, yes. And you know, we always begin Python Wednesday by telling you which oil we're diffusing. And this morning we are diffusing release. To progressively be effective, and when I have so much to do, I need to be able to eliminate any kind of negativity, negative thoughts, emotions, or what have you, so that I can be ready for the task at hand. And that's what release does for me. Okay, so I want to get into today's lesson, and we are finishing up with the block hit script, which is going to be our last script that we go into. And next week we will be able to just launch our game and play our game in 2D. Okay, so we were here in block hit, which is the script that we're using. We had already gone through the point system and then the color array, and here we are now getting into collision. Okay, so basically we are making a function called on-collision enter 2D, and we're going to have a variable here called collision 2D collision 2D color, I'm sorry. And so we're going to go into the fact that we're going to script out the play block bloop sound when it hits, and that's just calling a class sound manager, which was defined up here. And we're going to ask play one shot function, where it's going to grab that class and get the block bloop sound, okay, from that class. And the next thing we're going to do is increase the score by points. So as it hits a block, your point score will increase. And so we set up a function here, which is called text user interface score, where it's going to take the score, which is a string, and it's going to keep a count of the points. And so then the next thing we'll do is we'll look at the block color. So if the block is blue, then the next hit will kill it. So as long as we're going to enter here a if loop, if the block color does not equal blue, okay, if the block color is equivalent to the color blue, then we're going to set this game object to a set active parameter that's going to be looking for a parameter of false. And if it's not blue, then it's going to move to the next color to hit it, and it's going to increase the color index, okay, and then set the block color according to the new color index. All right, and keep rolling. All right, so then we go into a couple definitions. We had to go up here and we had to define what set block color was as a function that's going to be taking an integral called the index with the index number. And so here you do some initializations here for the block color to be equal to the colors index, and then you take the color index to be equal to index, and you'll get that component using sprite render, and it's going to look at the block color. So next thing you'll do is we're basically initializing the user interface to change the score. So you're going to avoid increasing the text user interface score by looking for that string of text UI name integer amount, and you're going to do like a conversion back to a number. So that's what this loop right here is doing, where it's looking at the variable text interface component, and it's going to set the game object find to this text user interface number, get the component, get the text. It's going to take the score, increment the score to store the amount, okay? And so now when you start over again, the text user interface component will be equal to that score plus the score string, okay? So you had to reinitialize, since it's reading it in as a string, you had to go back and change it to a number so it'll understand it. Okay, so that's going to clear all of that up. So next week, all we're going to do is press this button play right here, and we're going to look at our game actually move out and do some things for us, okay? So that's what we're going to go into next week. Next week, we'll play the game. So I want to thank you for going to work with Gena this morning. If there's any infomercials that you've missed, please don't hesitate to go to YouTube, Going to Work with Gena. It is Python Wednesday, yes.